Good morning. This is the Yuma Gardener, and I am in Zone 10A, and this is a tour of my flower garden on August the 22nd. I'm starting here because I want to show you that I ordered some plants. They were delivered live from, what's the name of that company? Proven Winners. And as soon as I transplanted these plants, there were 8 of them, and I put 3 in one container, 3 in another container, and then 2 in this container. And I transplanted them. I cut them back, and the next day they were dead. So I contacted Proven Winners, and they are a very reputable company to deal with. And they asked for me to send them pictures. I sent the pictures, and they immediately refunded my money. I'm not sure what happened to these plants. It might not have just been Proven Winners' fault, because I bought this plant mixture from Walmart, and I used that in those containers, and I used it in another container, and I almost lost another plant, but I was able to save it because I actually caught it in time, and then I mixed in some other additives to that soil to save the plants. But this plant right here, this is my Mexican Petunia, and as you can see, it's got flowers on it. It's been flowering for a couple of days now. I did use Proven Winners fertilizer for flowering plants, and it seems to have really worked well. This Mexican Petunia hasn't bloomed all summer because of the heat, so that Proven Winner fertilizer really did a good job as far as bringing out the flowers on this plant. They're very beautiful flowers too. I hope you can see that. They're just gorgeous. So coming into the flower garden, this is an area that I have reclaimed. Actually, in this RV park, this is where I was supposed to park my car. But unless I have a little tiny car, right now, there's no parking in here because the plants have truly taken over the parking area. So I'm parking in the space next to me until they tell me I can't park there anymore. This area I was using to refurbish soil and build up some new soil, but because of the lack of space, I'm going to be planting in this soon. Right in the big one, I'm going to put in 2 zucchini plants. I'm not sure about this one. I'm thinking about putting in some tomatoes. These 2 buckets here were on the other side of the fence, and they had tomatoes in them. I might do tomatoes again. It just kind of depends because I've got tomatoes back over on the other side. That is supposed to be dinosaur kale, and I'm not sure what's happening with that, but there's green in there, so maybe the dinosaur kale is going to survive. This is the elephant bush, and this one I've had for 3 years, and it's really doing well. These Lantana I have in the hanging baskets, I really thought that they had died. See, the Hummer came back for another drink. I thought they had really died over the summer, but they are really making a comeback, and I'm actually getting some flowers on them. I'm shooting into the sun, so I hope you can see the flowers that are coming out on those. See, it was pretty dead. Here's another one that's coming back from the heat of the summer. Yeah. So over here, that is a Moringa tree that I took out of the nursery from the little teeny cups that I had in there. That's one of them. These petunias just don't want to give up. Sometimes you think that they've seen their last days and then they start to flower again, and that's because I did use that Proven Winners fertilizer. I'm really pleased with that. The vinca is hanging in there. I did cut these back because they said if you cut them back, then they get bushier. And that's what's happened. They've grown back and they've got a little bit more bushier. I'd hate to cut them back again, but I don't know. Another elephant tree. These are I have 3 of the purple orchid trees, and they are doing well. I'm trying to get this to grow up. It's supposed to be a vine, and I'm trying to get it to grow up the pole. It wants to be stubborn, but sometimes I think maybe these poles get too hot, but it doesn't feel hot to me, to my touch, because sometimes around the pole, the leaves will turn a little brownish. So this is a honeysuckle, and it does produce some really beautiful flowers on it, and the hummingbirds really like those trumpet type flowers that produces. So here's another Moringa tree that I planted from the little nursery over in the vegetable garden. This is Marigold. It's been hanging around for a long time. It's not looking too good. Its leaves are really yellow. There's some brown I need to take off and see how that works. This is brittle bush, and I noticed the other day that there was some bugs on it. And usually when you have pests, they will hit the underside of the leaves. And I sprayed these really good with neem oil. And it looks like the neem oil has taken care of the problem. So I'm just glad that I caught it in time. You have to look at your plants almost every day because they change from day to day. So this was a planter that had well, anyway, they died out, so I just cleaned out that planter and we'll just plant something else in that. Down here is 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Mexican yellow bird of paradise trees that I have transplanted into a larger pot from the nursery on the other side. Over here I have some sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes seem to be doing okay, and I added more dirt to these pots so that it would give more space to grow sweet potatoes. And in this one, you see how I have this in the plastic bag, the grow bag, and the soil looks a lot more moist than the ones that are not in the grow bag. These look really dry, so I might have to water again tonight. So those are sweet potatoes. This is another Mexican petunia, and it's got a beautiful bloom on it, so that's really nice. These are petunias that are struggling, but there's new growth on the top, so I need to cut all of this back so that the new growth has room. This is my papyrus. It was almost dead, and I moved all of my flower plants. I moved into this one area, just about all of them, and it's under a shade cover, and that is really helping them to survive this heat. This is a firecracker plant. This is another plant that hummingbirds like. It puts out a little red tubular flower. So I need to transplant that because it's in a grow bag, and I need to put it into a different kind of a pot. This is the I just said it over on the other side, the one that's trying to grow up. It'll come back to me. Anyway, here's another flower that's trying to survive. It's been around all summer. I just ordered some more seeds for that so I can replant that. And this is more of the Lantana. This is a pink color, Lantana. So that's the view of those are some Gaillardia. I need to transplant those into larger pots. This is my purple plant. I really don't know the name of it. I don't think, some people call it a wandering Jew, but I don't think that's a wandering Jew. I think this is something different. Over here, I had some nasturtiums all along this area, and they dropped seeds, and they were in some of these pots, and I'm leaving these pots empty, but I keep watering them because I'm hoping that the nasturtiums will come back, and something is coming up in these pots. I see some little green leaves popping up, and I'm hoping that's nasturtium. Look down here, it looks like there's a green leaf coming up. So the leaves fell all in this area, and so oh, look at that, there's another one right here. So I hope that's going to be nasturtiums coming back. Now over here, these are my lovely, lovely, lovely yellow bells. And I planted 4 of them, and 4 of them are doing very well. And I'm really happy. Growing these as trees. So trimming all of the leaves from the bottom as soon as they come up. As they're growing up, I pinch off the bottom leaves because I want them to grow up and be little trees. Now this is another Moringa tree that I transplanted from the nursery 2 days ago, and I thought for sure that it was going to die because it was in that potting soil I added to the top of this pot from that bag that I showed you, and it just wilted over. So I quickly added some more amendments, and I added some of the fertilizer from Proven Winter, and the next day it was still alive. So I put these in big containers when you transplant moringa because they don't like to be messed with. Once they get their roots set, they don't want to be moved. So this little teeny tree is in this great big pot because in the future it's going to be as tall, if not taller, than the one that I have in the back garden. So I hope you can see that. I have flowers on my vines, and the hummingbirds are feeding from the flowers. He's way up there. I don't think you can see him because he's moving around. He's just checking out all the flowers that are on the vines. And I was surprised to see all of these flowers. There they are. See all the flowers up there? Those are just coming out since I used that Proven Winner fertilizer. I used that on Friday. And look at this. So I'm going to be using the Proven Winner fertilizer every Friday. Friday is feeding day. And look at that. I can't believe how quickly these flowers have bloomed. So I am really happy with that. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now. If you haven't already, give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. And this is the Yuma Gardener, Zone 10A, August the 22nd. And I will be checking back with you soon. Have a good day.